thank freaking God that I was able to shake off this headache. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get this video out early enough, although I'd say this is pretty late. Very comparable to my employed days, but we're here and let's talk about another very interesting Dandadan chapter. Now, our star of the show, Kouki Yukishiro, is still kind of working on it, right? Aira and Rin alone are struggling. Rin is still relatively limited, but I do love, like, what's it called? That we're like slowly kind of building up like a musical showdown sort of thing, because Rin's got the vocals and but she's becoming like the pop star, the idol, and Koki's gonna be our little musician. Although now that I think about it, isn't Koki quite tall? I don't know. But that doesn't come without its hardships, right? And Koki, someone who's struggling to muster any belief in herself, is clearly struggling, right? And I think a great way of getting someone going is reminding them, like from a leadership perspective, because last time I was really giving praises to Ira, really kind of giving that tough love that, but like also like in a supportive way. And I've actually looked at some like perceptions of Ira, and some people still are convinced that, hey, she needs to stop being like this bitch. But I think that's kind of just how she is. And although some people might not be the most likable to you, they might still come as great leaders. But anyway, the Ira is trying to get both Rin and now Koki to believe that they are capable of a stronger power, right? She was an incredible piano player back in her day, Koki, that is. One that Ira, like, although it was one sided, saw as like a rivalry that she needed to get that upper hand on, right? Like the Ronaldo and Messi, I don't know, of piano and Japanese like preschool, right? But they were cracked. They were amazing. They were way better than me in middle school on a MIDI keyboard, struggling in music and computers and getting a 70 or something. But aside from that, right? um Ira wants the best out of her and is trying to inspire her through the acknowledgement of that and what it really means. And I I try to do this in some form as well. When someone is feeling down about their abilities and are doubtful of if they're even good enough. But I think sometimes when you're able to point out something that that person did that was great and should be encouraged on, you try to egg that on. Or I don't know if egg is used in a negative connotation, but I do mean like using that as a way to show that you are capable, that you have something in you to deliver. Now, again, Koki, or again, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. Koki was someone as a young one that was also forced into it. So there is that aspect as well. And this goes into another aspect that really it really will define Koki's development as a character. Someone who was forced to do piano as a kid at a young age, was cracked, and then just dropped it, right? Very, very relatable, even outside the musical context, right? I mean, I made the Messi Ronaldo comparison earlier, but we see kind of a repeat, almost like a parallel situation as to how Kouki handled the pygmies that Saint Germain kind of gave her. Gave her. Kouki has, once again, a gift that she doesn't ask for, that she never desired in the first place. But she needs to deliver. So her internal struggle of doing it out of necessity will really show her care and her sense of urgency for not only her friends but the world. Right? That's a very important interaction that everybody has, right? Your contribution. And what I hope happens is either she grows into it and loves what she's doing and develops a passion. Sometimes you have to do it, feel like you're good at it, and start to really like feel it again. That you're not just some fraud. You're doing amazing, you feel amazing doing it. Or that through this confidence, she delivers what she needs to deliver. In this case, does her piano job to aplomb, right? And from what it seems like, those are like bugs of some sort. They kind of look like flies. Kind of gross. But I don't know. I think she might be able to inspire like bugs or like little guy like armies, right? She was able to rally up the pygmies with it, but this time it doesn't work on the pygmies, but it works on like a completely different like species. But yeah, like I think she's going to be able to, in the next chapter or so, show that she can deliver when needed. Wow, I feel all over the place, but uh um but yeah, I think in a way it kind of shows to me a little bit of adulthood or like getting into adulthood, right? When you're growing, you really do need to that like there are instances where you'll just need to sink or swim. You'll have to take the experiences, the circumstances that you're provided and just go for it. And we're seeing with a lot of these characters this growth, and nobody has shown this growth better. Or I say nobody, but a great example of someone who's kind of done this already in a different way, in a different thought, is Okarun, right? Remember him? Although it's probably been a while. It's probably been like 2 months, probably not. Um, but that pathetic boy that lost his balls, freaking anime only is. We settled that already. Come on. But anyway, but yeah, with what happened with Turbo Granny, realizing that he needed to step the fuck up, not only to make sure that Gigi doesn't try to win Momo over, but more so that he feels strong and capable. You know, he's kind of going through how a lot of men do through developing their manhood. Like feeling like they're able to take care and take charge when the going goes rough. And Kouki's got her own journey in her womanhood, in her adulthood, that she's also going to be demonstrating. And both the fact that Rin, I don't think has had enough involvement in the story just yet, along with a Kouki that is just realizing her powers now, or hasn't realized them to the full extension yet, is beautiful. And we're going to see it soon. But initially, we're going to see a little bit of struggle. Now, wow, that is a lot on that front. But there's also another side of the battle that we should talk about, right? It's that god awful teacher, and then Miss Adachi, which the situation at hand, wow, wow. Clearly, this asshole is just morally wrong. Just, or like, in the, like, morally wrong realm. Because what the fuck, right? What? Saint Germain or not? No. And the way he's taking, like, advantage of Adachi, not Persona 4, Miss Adachi, like that, disgusting. Now, that also kind of confused me because I was initially convinced that Miss Adachi was evil. And that could be true, in which if somebody could explain how both could happen, I don't know. I I'm not sure. Like if this is like, is it Dahmer and his like girlfriend or something, like up to like really bad shit, or is it just Dahmer? I don't know. I I don't delve into that clearly enough, right? The conspiracy theories, the lore on horrible people. But that teacher, which I for some reason cannot remember the name of, can you tell I'm prepared? um, he is under Saint Germain's like influence. But with Miss Adachi, especially with that panel that we saw quite a few chapters ago now, I think, with the, I forgot what they're called, but they're these things that attacked Seiko, and they were kind of following behind Miss Adachi. How does that, how does that, like, I'm confused just trying to muster a sentence here despite looking at my notes right now. Like, I wonder if that was less so that she's in control of them, but more so that she's burdened by those things, right? Like, those things are manipulating her well being, and now she's at this point where it does look like some sort of like like sex work or something for this teacher. I Horrible situation for Miss Adachi to be in. She is very vulnerable in this position. Horrible, horrible to see. But I don't get it. I don't get the involvement with Saint Germain here. So that is something. If you've got a theory, if you want an answer, if you just know the correct answer, put your hand up in the comments and let me know. But there was a lot to nitpick at this chapter. A good 13 to 14 minutes of discussion. And I will see you next week, even if you're a Chainsaw Man Tuesdayer, because there is no Chainsaw Man. Dread. Absolute dread.